Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome to this week's Friday Live. So I was taking a short break out here on the deck in the sun, and I sat down and thought, what am I going to talk about this week in the live? And it turns out the answer was right next to me, these little tomato plants. So these actually started off as one of the little gardens that come free at the supermarket, and obviously are growing quite well, enjoying their spot on the deck. And the analogy that it leads me to talk about is one that I'm constantly being reminded of myself. And that's this impatience that we have with our high achiever drive, in that we want to do it all, and we want to do it all now. And I'm constantly being told to be more patient, to allow the seeds that you've planted and the hard work that you've done to come to fruition, to bloom. And it's a little bit like these little gardens here, blooming into tomato plants. When we plant our seeds, we don't get to see the plants straight away. They don't bloom overnight. There is no such thing as an overnight success. Whatever goal we're working towards, we plant those seeds, and then we have to do the hard work and wait. And trust me, it was for anyone else that had little gardens, planting them in their little pots, replanting them outside, and then separating them when they got big. There's a lot of work that goes into growing something. Now they just sit here and grow, and I wait for them to bloom, and hopefully we get fruits. And it's the same with our goals. We put the hard work in, but it's not going to happen overnight. We then need to have that patience to allow what we've planted to bloom, and then to obviously reap what we've sown. And of course, further in that analogy, these tomatoes, they're not worried about the parsley that sits next to them. They're just being great tomatoes. And this is another trap that it's so easy for us to fall into, is that we often compare ourselves to something different, something else. The amount of people that I talk to who perhaps are introverts and they want to be more like extroverts, or they feel like they need to be more like extroverts to succeed in their job, or rather than leveraging our strengths and the things that we know we're good at, we're too focused on trying to change ourselves or be like someone else, or counterbalance some of our weaknesses. And the interesting thing is with this, I find that when we focus on our strengths and leverage our strengths, it will often help us navigate some of the weaknesses anyway. So the message today is about being your own tomato and being the best tomato you can be, and not worrying about what the parsley or anybody else is doing, and not trying to compare to something that is different to yourself, because that takes us away from the strengths that make us who we are and make us good at what we do. These tomatoes are always going to be better tomatoes than they will be parsleys. So what else is happening? The Christmas gift package, if you're on the mailing list, you'll have seen that that's gone out today. They've started to fly off the shelf. We've sold a few this week already, and I've got one here because I wanted to show you what's in it. Now, I've talked about this. Last week I mentioned it, and this year we've updated this package so that all the products in there are made by local women in business in New Zealand. And so what you get in this package, so the value is $250 and the sale price is $129 plus postage and packing for Christmas. So you get a beautiful gratitude journal, a copy of my book, an online course thrown in, as well as some awesome products that are made by local women in business. We've got some beautiful handmade candles, some balms, and obviously very important these days, our handbag size hand sanitizers. So if you're keen to grab one of those, whether it be a work gift, a gift for yourself, a gift for the women you know, then there are a limited amount in stock. So I'll pop the link in this live so you can grab one. And obviously if you're on the mailing list, you'll have got that link in your inbox this morning. So whatever you're doing today, enjoy some sunshine. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. Mā te wā.